Picture this. You kick open the conference room door like it owes you money. The air freezes, but can you survive the next 5 minutes? Latte phone trembles. And every eyeball in the building quietly negotiates surrender. LinkedIn recruiters chase. Let's move. And your ex suddenly slides in with, "Hey, stranger." Intrigued? Good, because I'm about to drop the 3 laws that turn timid mortals into boardroom warlords, plus a 5-step plan to keep the throne once you seize it. Welcome to Machiavelli's brutal blueprint, where acting bigger, louder, and smarter isn't ego. It's survival strategy. Stick around or stay, average your call. Congratulations, you survived the door slam. Because what you're about to learn isn't motivational fluff. Picture wielding that mindset in 2025. Zoom calls warp. Ready to stop asking permission and start collecting tribute? Speed date with Niccolò Machiavelli, Renaissance civil servant, side hustle playwright, and the guy who coined the original, "It's not personal, it's just business." Fired, tortured, and exiled, he spent downtime writing The Prince, a spicy letter to power-hungry rulers explaining why reputation beats armies and why kindness without claws gets you dethroned. No, he wasn't a mustache-twirling villain. He was a realist mapping out the chessboard. People don't carry X-ray goggles. They react to packaging. That is why Renaissance princes paraded in gold-laced armor, heavier than their horses. A deluxe confidence trick. Fast forward, your LinkedIn headshot is your breastplate. You have 0.8 seconds to scream "competent beast" before a recruiter scrolls. Stand tall, shoulders back, voice steady, drop facts like spoilers for a series you've already binge-watched. Visual hacking works because the human brain saves energy by obeying whoever seems to know the exit. Master that optic, and you don't just join the meeting, you dictate its plot. 5 centuries later, CEOs, rappers, and campaign managers still quote him, usually without realizing it. And yes, the memes barely scratch the surface. Principle number 1. Perception beats reality. Niccolò as first commandment. Look strong even if you're one cold pizza slice away from a breakdown. Homework. Tomorrow, walk into any room, pause, lock eyes like you're checking auction bids, and watch silence calcify around your presence. Principle number 2. Confidence as a weapon. Confidence, I sentia mood, as a signal flare that tells everyone else their doubts are yesterday's news. Studies show our brains outsource risk assessment to whichever mammal in the vicinity looks the least sweaty, so be that mammal. Example, boardroom Jimmy strides to the whiteboard, marker squeaking like a war bugle, and declares a 6-figure pivot before anyone's caffeine hits bloodstream. Minutes later, the team is nodding like dashboard bobbleheads. Meanwhile, Cafe Jimmy fumbles for change, apologizes to the barista for existing, and leaves with lukewarm respect plus the wrong pastry. The lesson? Decide your reality first. Invite the world to catch up or trip over itself trying. Confidence compresses deliberation time, hijacks momentum, and makes alternatives look like off-brand cereal. Fake it? Sure, until repetition turns bluff into baseline. Remember, whoever hesitates signs the surrender slips. Principle number 3. Fake-It-Til-You-Throne-It imposter syndrome is just stage fright before the coronation. Machiavelli's cure? Act like the crown already fits. Modern psychologists call it the self-perception loop. Your brain spies on your own behavior, assumes it must be justified, and upgrades your internal firmware. Power poses, decisive language, first mover advantage each is a costume change that tricks both mind and audience. Picture Beyoncé birthing Sasha Fierce to bulldoze stage nerves. Or that junior dev who speaks in confident bullet points until, surprise, he's leading sprint reviews. The cloak becomes the king. But here's the asterisk. Keep leveling the skills underneath. Otherwise, the reveal scene ends with rotten tomatoes. The sweet spot is 51% reality, 49% theater, enough truth to anchor the myth, enough myth to outrun doubt. Wear the throne, then weld it to the floor. Modern case studies. Exhibit A, Elon Musk, circa 2012. A guy who'd never built a mass-market car or landed an orbital booster walks on stage, hands in pockets, and tells the planet he'll do both soon. Wall Street laughs, Twitter gasps, and by the time doubt packs its bags, a Falcon 9 is kissing re-entry like a seasoned astronaut. Lesson: announce the impossible, then jailbreak physics before the critics finish lunch. Exhibit B, Beyoncé unleashing Sasha Fierce. Backstage nerves? Craft a concert-crushing alter ego, snap on 6-inch heels, and stomp the fear into confetti. Audiences don't see tremble lines. They see a supernova who decided to arrive early. Exhibit C, President-elect Trump in the 2016 primaries. Rivals answered his nicknames, news cycles orbited his tweets, and debates turned into live-streamed gravity wells. The throne followed the spotlight. Polling math said, long shot, but swagger volume set the agenda. Why? Pure, uncut belief that the kingdom belongs to it and you fetch the tribute on cue. Exhibit D, your cat at 3 am. 4 kilos of fur, yet it marches across your ribcage like Genghis on tour. Same algorithm, 4 costumes. Declare, occupy, conquer, repeat. Pitfalls and ethical gray zones before you sprint off in gold-plated armor. Reality check, swagger without substance curdles into cringe. Bluff too long, and you're the WeWork of personal brands, valuations sky high, coffee machines unplugged. Overdue intimidation? Congrats, you've opened a loyalty program for enemies. And remember, audiences mutate. What looked alpha yesterday can read as toxic tomorrow. My Machiavellian litmus test. Would you sign your name on a billboard of this tactic? Does the wind leave scorched earth you'll need next quarter? If someone used it on you, would you respect them or plan revenge? If answers wobble, recalibrate. Dominance minus ethics is just a countdown to mutiny. The 5-step flex playbook. Step 1. Craft your legend line, 1 sentence, 10 words max, that brands you like a cattle iron. Think, I build empires from coffee stains, or I turn chaos into quarterly growth. Say it first, last, and whenever oxygen feels awkward. Step 2. Master body language that buys silence feet, planted wider than your Wi-Fi radius. Chin level, shoulders relaxed, but ready like a panther waiting for a slack ping. Hands visible, pockets are limb prisons. Hold eye contact half a breath longer than polite society recommends. The room's pulse will sync to yours. Step 3. Control the narrative loop. Seed micro-stories that confirm your legend line. A casual, yeah, when I salvaged that doomed project, or a screenshot of last night's 1am GitHub merge. People recycle anecdotes. Give them the recyclable kind. Step 4. Calibrate confidence versus arrogance. Confidence says, follow me, I've scouted the path. Arrogance says, bow, peasants. The difference? Invite questions, but frame them as treasure hunts you've already mapped. Example, great point. Here's how we tested that last quarter. Thoughts on iteration? Collaboration facade, dominance core. Step 5. Back the bluff with skill upgrades. Momentum buys grace time, but eventually, someone checks under the hood. Schedule ruthless learning sprints. Podcasts on 2-speed during commutes. Micro courses at lunch. Mentor coffees that feel like espionage. Turn yesterday's act into tomorrow's baseline competence. Quick drill. Tomorrow morning, drop your legend line in the first conversation. Hold posture #Panther mode for 10 seconds. And note the micro deference. Slower blinks. Non-pyramids. Fewer filler words. Congratulations, you're installing firmware updates on the social hierarchy. Comic relief intermission. Hi, I'm Niccolò from HR, here to demonstrate our new office policies. First, casual Fridays remain, unless dressing down undermines your aura, in which case armor is encouraged. Second, the suggestion box now routes straight to leadership for strategic leverage. And finally, remember, we aren't employees. We're pawns cultivating reputation for royalty, preferably yours. Laughter track optional. Closing argument. The responsible overlord power without a brake pedal is just a crash you haven't scheduled yet. Machiavelli never said, "Be cool forever." He said, "Be feared enough to stop chaos, then pivot to stability." So after you've dominated the room, use the mic to amplify allies, diffuse feuds, and sprinkle wins on the team. People remember how you made them feel, especially once they re-strong enough to vote you off the island. The true alpha leaves footprints that double as stepping stones for others. It's the smartest insurance policy in history. Rule hard, rule fair, and when the crown feels heavy, that means you're finally wearing it right. All right, overlords in training, we've reached the end of today's conquest. If your pulse is thumping with freshly minted swagger, prove it. Drop your boldest confidence play in the comments. The wilder the better. I'll be lurking like a Florentine spy, handing out thumbs ups and roasted replies. And hey, if you crave more unapologetic power hacks, served hot and slightly irresponsible, smash that subscribe button like it just challenged your authority. Ring the bell so YouTube knows who's boss. Share this with a friend who still asks permission to breathe. And remember, the room is yours. Don't just enter it, own it. Stay ruthless, stay sharp, and I'll see you at the next takeover.